Hey guys, welcome to a new episode of Press Start, also the start of a new season. I'm your new host, Matt.
And I'm your new host, Colton. This week we have gameplay of some PUBG. We're going to discuss the PewDiePie issue, and we're going to start our Press Start news roundup.
But first, let's get into the news.
The latest from Nintendo, J.J. Abrams back for more Star Wars, and PewDiePie's in trouble. Again. My name's Jake, and this is your Press Start News Roundup. Nintendo Direct is an online presentation where information about anything and everything Nintendo related takes center stage. During last week's presentation, Nintendo made a few major announcements. First off, they revealed a new Mario Odyssey bundle pack for the Switch. The bundle includes a copy of the game as well as a pair of red Joy-Con controllers and a Mario-themed carrying case. This will be available the same day as the game's launch on October 27th for around $380. More news from Nintendo Direct came from Bethesda, who announced that along with Skyrim, they can also plan on releasing Doom and Wolfenstein 2 for the Switch. This holiday season, you can get your hands on a copy of Doom, but if you were looking forward to playing Wolfenstein on the Switch, you're gonna have to wait until next year. Minecraft once again made its way to a new platform. With a surprise announcement, Nintendo revealed that Minecraft would make its way to the 3DS. It's available digitally right now with a bundle, will be released in stores at a later date. Moving on, we have some big news in the world of Star Wars. With people eagerly awaiting the release of The Last Jedi, new promo pictures and screen grabs featuring new and old characters have been released. We'll post a link on our Facebook with all of these images. As far as the final film in the latest franchise, some major changes have been made. Former director Colin Trevorrow and Lucasfilms have found that they have had different views on where they want to take this powerhouse franchise and finish off the trilogy. Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy has sought out J.J. Abrams to direct the final film for the current trilogy. Although Abrams brought to life many new beloved characters with The Force Awakens, many are worried that Abrams won't be able to take the series to new heights, seeing how similar The Force Awakens was to A New Hope. Only time will tell if Abrams was the correct choice for this project. Now, I won't talk too much on this topic because you'll see more of it later, but PewDiePie is in deep water for the second time in less than a year. This time he was saying the N-word on a live stream of PUBG. He says that after being unable to kill another player in an online match after several shots. He later stated that it was in the heat of the moment and that he chose the worst word he could possibly think of. It doesn't really help the case that earlier this year, Disney severed ties after some anti-Semitic posts. Stay tuned for Press Start's own discussion on this issue. Well, that's all for the news we have for you this week, but we want to know what you think. Follow us on all our social media platforms at Press Start IUP TV. Again, my name's Jake, and this has been your Press Start News Roundup, and we'll see you next week.
What a news segment, huh?
What a news segment. I'm pretty pumped for Mario Odyssey.
I swear, every single time they release something, I just get more and more excited for that game.
Yep, as long as it's going to be close to Mario Sunshine and Mario Galaxy, I'm down.
Yeah. But something else I'm super excited for is we're playing PUBG today. A game I love a lot, and I've clocked in probably over 60 hours in it.
That's a lot of time wasted, Matt.
Well,
it's what we do.
it's what we do.
So anyway, let's lead into our gameplay.
Check it out.
Somebody could have come up behind me, but this guy definitely went this way.
Or you could be like me and get blasted point blank range.
Oh, crap.
Oh.
Does that even do anything against the guy?
If I hit the driver, he's dead.
And you just alerted like everyone in like a mile radius that you're right there.
Take me on. If you're gonna kill me, kill me.
Take on the Gimp.
Oh, he's still driving.
I think he's just.
I hit the tree.
I think he's just like, just keep driving.
I want to chase him down. What's he gonna? There's another one. What are you gonna do? Fight me. Get back here. I'm trying to fight.
Don't you drive away when I'm
There's
shooting at
another
you.
one. There's like 3 of them.
It's a convoy.
Well, the voice chat was on, so maybe they're colluding with each other. So.
Yeah, right. Oh, wait, the driver was still in there? Am I blind? Sniping in this game without a scope is honestly funny.
The only game I could find that would be able to you can snipe without a scope would probably be New Vegas.
Oh.
There ain't no VATS in this game.
Maybe he sees you.
He doesn't know. Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's what I thought.
I just missed. Why is he like crouch walking?
Maybe he's like one of those tactical shooter guys. He's like,
Oh,
there's
one.
Oh. Wait, is there a weapon condition in this game?
No.
Oh.
I don't know what this guy's doing, but I can't hear him.
Well, it could be you're trying to shoot a guy from a distance with an AK.
Oh, there.
I mean, that was kind of embarrassing, but a kill's a kill.
Yeah.
He was literally just running in a straight line. It's almost like it's scripted. But I want to get more than one. Oh, that's a bite. Oh no, that's a guy getting shot at. I thought he was gonna keep running.
Never Death brought to you by running in a straight line.
No, he ain't doing that.
Brought to you
That
by
was
Shadows.
It's so hard to do anything with that.
Okay, 'cause I see what you're talking about. It's like clipping
Yeah.
or whatever.
Oh, he's taking shots at me, but he's not even getting close. So he's just as bad. Oh, I can see him.
Wow, that's a perfect location for painkillers.
Oh, there's a guy right in front of me.
Oh.
He's just.
Yeah, he's like,
He's
serpentine!
Hell, you spooked him.
Oh, he's running.
No, I think he might be crawling.
Yeah, he's probably behind. He's probably behind the rock. Yep, I was right.
Oh, he's behind the rock.
Uh-huh.
He's throwing nades of his own.
Oh,
Flash.
yeah, flash grenades.
Come on.
If anyone, you should be flashing him.
Oh, you're being shot at.
Yeah, it's from the right.
I'm gonna run.
The first guy is shot.
Yeah, kind of adjust the lighting there, according to your health.
I'm healing, don't worry about it.
Oh, okay,
I ain't planning on dying.
back to green then.
If I die, I'm gonna be upset.
I've come too far to die
There we go.
now.
If I could aim, like, he'd be dead, but...
Yeah, tall, so he could have just crawled away.
Oh.
Oh,
Oof.
He's down. He's prowling.
oh, what was that?
Red zone. The camera just, like... No, camera's flashing.
You can see where the... Oh, wow. When you guys say they blow up, you
Oh, yeah.
guys weren't kidding. Oh,
I see him.
Where?
not as smart as he thinks he is.
Oh, good night.
You got a headshot.
Not nice.
Nice. 2 kills. Let's do this. Easy game. Easy game. There's another guy there. He's not
GG.
the only one.
Yeah, tall, so he could have just crawled away.
Oh.
Oh,
Oof.
He's down. He's prowling.
oh, what was that?
Red zone. The camera just, like... No, camera's flashing.
You can see where the... Oh, wow. When you guys say they blow up, you
Oh, yeah.
guys weren't kidding. Oh,
I see him.
Where?
not as smart as he thinks he is.
Oh, good night.
You got a headshot.
Not nice.
Nice. 2 kills. Let's do this. Easy game. Easy game. There's another guy there. He's not the only one.
Yeah, I think.
Well, if that's a legit vehicle and it's smoking, that's a good sign.
That's a bad sign because he's
Oh,
right
there's a
there.
guy right there. Oh, he's shooting at you. Oh,
No.
oh, he just got taken out by the guy on the roof.
Blind.
I don't suppose since you have 210, you can go from single to automatic.
It's too hard to control. Is the problem.
Oh.
The recoil. I used all my nades on that last guy. That was a mistake. Come on.
Check the windows.
No, he's still on the balcony.
Man, imagine you still had like 1 grenade.
He'd be dead. Come on, bait out a shot. I'm running in the open. Why is he not taking his opportunity? Come on, you coward.
Oh, 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 oh,
don't even know where he is.
Red.
Right behind you.
Well,
Not
Doctor, doctor, give me the news.
I fuck up.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I just changed it because your health was.
I think you're alright.
Oh,
I thought that was a grenade.
That's the energy
I thought it was a grenade too. I'm like, oh.
Well, it's been fun.
Yeah.
Not you as had other plans.
I'm gonna cry.
A rousing game of PUBG, if I do say so myself.
I love that game. That game also just came out with a new update, adding a new map and different weapon spawns, as well as a few new weapons. So,
Most importantly, came out with fog.
yeah.
Man, that was an update that I've just been waiting, counting down the days since that came out.
So, also, the game is coming to Xbox One in November, so keep your eyes open for that.
But now we're going to lead into our discussion segment about PewDiePie and how he just seems to screw up all the time. All the time.
Hey guys, welcome back to Press Start, and this is our discussion for the week. And we're going to be talking about PewDiePie, who's back in the news. Earlier this year, he was flagged and lost ties with Disney for anti-Semitic jokes, and now he was doing a live stream of PUBG about a couple days to a week ago and was saying the N-word on stream. So how do we feel about that? Do we think he's racist, or was it, in his words, a heat of the moment thing, and he was just saying the most hateful thing he could think of at the time?
Well, it was clearly like a heat of a moment thing if you've watched the video, but it's still obviously not acceptable. He knew it was a bad thing. He immediately was like one of those moments. He released an apology about it, but I don't know. It's still just not acceptable.
And with that apology too, even his fan base, after he kind of acknowledged that, you know, it wasn't necessarily the best word to use and is not a good one to use in general, they said it's 2017, why are people getting upset about it? But like, it's still a bad thing to say.
See, I don't think that word should be in his vocabulary. And I found out that he's from Sweden. I don't know what type of curriculum they have over there or what they believe in, but that type of language, because of where the word is originated from, it shouldn't be a thing. No one should be using that, especially when his job is he's a YouTube streamer. He's the #1 streamer for YouTube at 57 million subscribers, something like that. When you think about that, he makes a lot of money from that. So when you're in your professional place, you be professional. You don't show everybody in public what you're gonna do. You don't show everyone you put a facade on essentially. But what he did, he already had a strike from the anti-Semitic thing that he did earlier in the year, and now this is just another thing that he really just shouldn't have did. And it's crazy just to even think about that his fan base is still supporting him through all this, and he even getting more subscribers from telling them that they shouldn't have apologized. Shouldn't have just used the word. If he's, like I'm saying, it goes more to the fact that the word, just the history of the word and why it's used, and then the professionalism of him, because he's at his job and he should be as professional as possible. But it's honestly, I don't believe that he should have did that. Whether or not he's racist, I don't know this man's name. You know, of course he was trying to shoot someone or something. I saw the video. He was trying to shoot someone from a far distance, and it just came out. I don't know what's in his mind, but from what I saw, he shouldn't have just said it. He shouldn't even said it.
And especially because, it was the first thing that came to his mind while, trying to kill this other player in PUBG. Is it one of those things that just based off, it wasn't like he, half said it and then completely said it or tried to stop himself, he realized after? Is it something that we might think, he uses, on the, in his personal life? Is that like something for sure he does? Or is it just like, in that moment, like, that was it. That was like the one time?
It's hard to say because you don't really see like the YouTubers, like their life. Like if they don't do like a vlog every day, and of course if they do like a vlog every day, you're still not gonna see everything. But like when it comes to PewDiePie's life, you don't see like what's going on in there. You don't know the kind of person he really is or whatever.
I think too his apology was strange because he was kind of referring to a section of gamer culture that uses it, But as far as I know, like we just play video games and everything like that. A language doesn't necessarily come with it. It's kind of how a person is developed more than anything. So.
I mean, I don't use it whenever I get
Same
into
here. I've
video
never.
games, yeah.
I don't even talk live like anything like that. I just play.
Yeah, I mean, see, I've had some experiences like playing online, playing Call of Duty. Of course, you don't know who you're playing against, so you get a lot of people who use the N word. You can tell. I can tell that they're not African American or anything like that, and it's just the type of world that we in right now, and it's sad to see. Honestly, you can't really do much. You can try to block them, so you're not gonna be able to find them. You're not gonna be able to do anything about it. You just try to report them or something. So it's things like that. It's just he's not setting an example. If he has this much of an impact on the society as far as the gaming community, because he has a lot of people who watch his videos daily. He should just be more professional. He shouldn't show us whatever he gets into behind closed doors as his business. Don't bring it to what everyone else does.
And then another thing, because he is the #1 YouTuber ever. Is it for if it was a case, maybe it was a smaller someone like maybe only 9 or 8 or 9 million subscribers, or a different celebrity in their own, like about a year or two ago with the whole Paula Deen situation, they found about all the racist things he's done, and now she's basically out of a job, and no one really hears about her anymore. Is this in his case, for his status and how he works through the internet, and isn't like through a TV network or anything, is it something that he's gonna just gain from this and everyone's gonna forget about it, or is it like something that it's gonna slowly be the brink of his downfall?
Well, I don't know if it'll be the thing of his downfall, because the whole anti-Semitic thing happened, and that was pretty bad. But the particular position that he's in, it's only going to boost everything, and it's going to become a cash cow. Websites everywhere are putting it on this. I'm sure the Wall Street Journal is working on an article somewhere. Everybody's cashing in on this, even smaller little news groups on Facebook and stuff. You can see it everywhere. It's just a cash cow at this point for all those people and him. So even if it puts a negative mark on his nature in other people's eyes, he's only going to get more subs from it, more revenue, more stuff. They might demonetize his stuff, but he'll do more things. He'll stream and make money that way.
It's ridiculous because you think about he's still, after the anti-Semitic thing, his followers increased, and they're still increasing. So in society today, it's bad because we allow it to be okay. Not like people are making outrage about it, but it's not big enough. Like, he's still making videos right now. He just posted a video earlier. Like, there's a lot of things that people are, still going about. And YouTube, of course, they're in a business. So like I was saying earlier, they're not going to take him down just because that's just how they're not going to take away a lot of the money that they're making. And they try to give him ramifications earlier, but he can just take his talents to another organization because he has the followership. So no matter what he does, he had to be blackballed by everyone, and I don't see it happen anytime soon.
And I think too, we have to look at the severity of the situation because you brought up the Paula Deen thing. That wasn't on film. This is a definite strike on him, rather than like, oh, she supposedly said this by the word of another. So
like, we have evidence.
Yeah,
it's not a
this
word
is
of
a
mouth
definite
situation.
definite thing that he did, and he's still like getting promoted pretty much for it. So, and even like some other YouTubers like iDubbbz TV, he says it, but he says that he does that to take away the severity of it. But I mean, pretty much what he does is promotes the usage of it. So I'm scared that would happen to his over 50 million follower fan base. So
see, like, onto the severity of it. Like, now, how do you feel about swear words in general? Because in my belief, I believe that you can't just put one on a pedestal. If you want to demean these things and like take away the hurtfulness behind them or whatever, you kind of just have to trash them all. Because I feel like if you take away the meaning behind all of them or whatever, no matter what it is, if it's the F word or the C word or the N word or whatever, of course, obviously right now there are some that are worse than others. But I feel like if you just try to take away that meaning, and it'll never happen, at least in my lifetime or our lifetime or whatever, but if you take away that meaning and people try to use it and it just doesn't hurt anybody anymore, it'll just lose meaning and people are like, oh, this is boring, and it'll fade away. People won't use it.
See, that sounds good in a perfect society, but in the society that we live in, that's just not possible at this moment in time. You're not going to be able to, people are not going to be able to get over the fact of what this word what this word means and how it was used in the past, in the last 400 years. You can't just look past that and expect, because if you look at society now, we know that people are still racist. People are racist no matter where you go, and that's just how it is. And whether it's from where they're raised or the environment that they're brought up in, we have to do better as a society. We cannot allow people to dictate and tell us what's this and what's that. We have to make sure that everything is, you can't, like I was saying, you can't control it just because no matter where you go, not everyone, but a good amount of people are still racist. And to stop that, it has to start with everyone, like Larry was saying, everyone has to stop using these words. These words that are, the curse words, the different words that mean different things that are against different groups in America or around the world. People are selfish. So selfish, intense people, when they feel like someone's coming at them, they're going to show backlash at them using different words, trying to offend them just because someone offended them. And it's just a back and forth thing between human nature, because people can't release and stop what people can't stop what their human nature is telling them to do. And it's ridiculous, because you really just have to have a conscious decision in your mind to think about what you say before you say it.
Yeah. And even going on to what you're saying about like who says that, it doesn't matter who says it. Some people like to say, oh, well, if someone, who's black said it, it wouldn't have been a big deal. And some people like it only means something, oh, because he's white and, he's from another country and all this other thing. They try to find different ways to, make it seem okay, or different ways to make it seem bad. And I just, for sure, like, you just shouldn't be sitting there trying to, rile someone up or go after them just for, mundane things and, that sort of thing. So, for sure. So I guess just as a closing question, where do we see PewDiePie going, on a small basis, maybe in a month from now, the anti-Semitic thing that got off his ties with Disney, how long do we think, if there will ever be a point where YouTube might say, we don't want to monetize you anymore, or we're done with you, you go do your own thing somewhere else?
See, I don't think that'll ever happen. YouTube, no matter who's pulling out ads from whose channels, whatever, they're always being ad on PewDiePie's channel. He's just too big, he's got too many viewers, he's got too many subscribers. He's only gonna grow, until he quits YouTube. He's pretty high now, 57 million, I think it is. So he probably can't grow much more, but he's still got a huge following, so I don't know. And he's independent, so nobody can cut ties with him or whatever. He's only gonna grow.
I have a kind of a conflict to it, because currently in YouTube they're having what is called the Adpocalypse 2.0, as some are calling it. There's a massive demonetization going on of videos that are simply just, even a game that recently came out, Destiny 2, just because it has Destiny 2 in it, they're demonetizing it. That's because of violence, and they don't want their ad revenue next to that in their videos. So in that regard, I think YouTube does have a massive amount of control of what can and cannot happen. And I think if this goes any farther, they could just demonetize this channel in general.
See, that sounds good. They could. It's YouTube. They own. They have the right to stop anyone from being videos. They can just simply block your account. That'll be the end of it. But they're not going to, because they're in the process of making business. They don't really care about the image. They care about the image as far as someone from YouTube did it. He's not technically an employer of YouTube. He kind of just uses them as a platform to show off his own abilities. And the way I see it is, you can't just allow these things to happen. And see, I'm not even about to get all into it all crazy, but the way I see it, just to close this out, I think that PewDiePie, whatever his name is, he's still gonna be around, whether or not, because his followership. But if YouTube really wanted to do something about him, they could take away his account.
Well, I think that's been a pretty solid discussion so far, but we'd like to hear from you guys. Talk to us at our social media at PressStartIUPTV, and you can come back next week. We always have discussions, gameplay, news, and more. Thanks. Signing out. I'm Jake.
See you guys.
I was hoping you guys were going to do your names, but all right, that's fine.
There'll be lower thirds.
All right. Quite the discussion. Quite the discussion.
And I would just like to thank you all for having me and Matt as your new host this year.
I know. It's pretty nice.
But that about wraps up all we have today. So make sure you check us out on social media at Press Start IUP TV, and make sure to check us out on Thursdays at 8 on IUP TV.
We'll see you next time.
Proposal as a donation to the museum from an alumna from IUP. So we made a trip down in January in the snow to look over the collection, and we got there and she had her whole house filled with irons.
And I think they were pretty amazed at what they saw. And of course, unless you are a collector, you would never have seen the vast majority of items that are in the collection here.
When she gave us the collection, part of our responsibility was to mount what we called, in assuring her that we could and would, a big show. And that is what we have done, filling the entire museum with pieces from the show, and I think enhancing and focusing by virtue of bringing pieces not of the collection into the environment on the wealth that the collection delivers.
I've always wanted to create the connection with the art department and our historic costume collection because I really see them coming together very, very well. We have the clothes, and then now we had these implements used to care for as well as make clothes.
When I was imagining this exhibit, I was having a hard time visualizing how we were going to make it exciting. I think by pairing up the costumes of the period with the irons, that added a lot of dimension to me that I wasn't expecting.
We wanted to reach the biggest audience possible. We wanted everyone who came in to find a way to relate, whether it be the kids coming in and seeing the American Girl doll, or I found my own mother in the vignette room explaining to everyone how her mother used to iron, to people who are iron collectors. If any came to the opening or to see the show later, they would see the odds pieces that Maureen had collected through the years that most people wouldn't have even thought were irons. For example, the charcoal pan irons. Who would think putting in a dirty piece of hot charcoal to iron your clean clothing, but that's the way it was done.
I think it's great that different departments on campus, we actually have Janet Blood's department, as I mentioned before, Human Development and Environmental Studies. We have IUP Libraries, which Laura Krulkowski represents. We also have the art department. We have people like Tony DeMauro, our graphics professor, did the wonderful catalog for the exhibit. We have Mr. Sean Derry, who's our sculpture professor in IUP art department, who was involved with the students that you see these wonderful sculptures here in the exhibit. So I think that all of us worked together, and I think what was so unique is that everybody had their own very unique special talent, and they applied that in wonderful, wonderful ways.
I was very glad that we found an educational institution to accept it, because my background was in education, and that it would be utilized in some way and not put in storage and just left there.
So the idea that we could bring not just the irons in stacks, in rows on shelves here, but also somehow to convey the sense of the time in which the irons would have been used, the clothing that the irons would have been used on, the people who used them, etc., was very fascinating, and I just, no one's asked me, I'll say I think the curators did a wonderful job of bringing all these things together.